So we took a couple questions from some of our Acoustic Nation readers, and one of our readers, Rick in particular, wanted to know about your guitar sounds, and he was mentioning how you seem to have a lot of variety of tones that you go to, and are there any in particular that you really love, or do you just like to spread out and try new things?
I mean, every guitar and every pickup has a different sound, and certain things work better for certain songs, like a cleaner sound or a heavier sound or whatever it may be. So I always try to, when I write a set list, because we change the set list every night, I try to think about which guitar is going to suit the song the best, for whatever reason.
Do you experiment with effects? And
I have a lot. Yeah, I mean, I use effects. I have a couple of echo plexes and then a pedal board. But yeah, certain things call for certain things.
Mm-hmm. And so since we're an acoustic site, can we just talk a little bit about your acoustic guitar? Like, what's your go-to guitar?
This year, I have a 1953 Martin D28 that my dad had given me that I use on the record a lot. But this year, couple of my Martins were destroyed, so we went to Gruen's in Nashville, and we found these really cool. George actually designed them, a Parlor Martin and a Quad O Martin, and they're great, and I used them on the whole tour. And then there was this guy in Huntsville, Alabama, named Danny Davis, and he made this beautiful Parlor guitar that he gave to me, which was really cool. And I've been playing that a lot. It sounds amazing. So, there's also a Zemaitis guitar, acoustic. When Tony died, these people in the company in Nashville kind of bought all of his schematics, but they hired Loudon Guitars out of Ireland to build their prototype. Mm-hmm. And so I got a prototype of the George Harrison guitar, which is great. I love playing that too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that your dad's guitar was not in the warehouse.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy about that.
Because, that'd be tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, which is great.
So, you've collaborated and played with a bunch of other really amazing guitarists in the past, Jimmy and a bunch of other fabulous people. Yeah. Have you thought about doing that at all with your solo work?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, just depends on if it ever happens. It'd be great.
If it's in the stars.
If it's in the stars, yeah, absolutely. It'd be cool, it'd be fun.
You have to plan for that stuff to happen.
Yeah, I think those things kind of happen somehow without planning.
Yeah, maybe you just got to put it out into the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. I've sent an email to the universe to ask for it, but
okay.
No, we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
So let's talk about the album a little bit more. Have you been playing any of those songs live?
I just did. I played 4 shows in South by Southwest, and then I have a bunch of shows coming up in May on the West Coast, and then the East Coast we start in June.
Cool. So do you have a particular 1 or 2 songs that you just kill it live, you love to play live?
Hopefully more than 1 or 2, but there's a couple. I kind of feel really confident about the older stuff. It's always interesting to play new stuff for me because I don't play and sing until it's time to go on tour. So, and I don't think about the difficulty and how it is to sing over these time signatures that I'm trying to play. So I always kind of make it more difficult for me, subconsciously, but with some practice, it gets there and it's cool. And so far it's been great. We've had a lot of fun. Everyone in the band's great. My drummer that I've been playing with for 11 years now, Joe Magistro, is amazing. And these 2 guys, Ted Pecchio and Matt Slocum, played with Colonel Bruce Hampton for years, and then Ted played with Derek and Susan, Tedeschi Trucks, and then Matt plays with Jimmy Herring. So those guys are amazing. And then I have this guy named Dan Wistrom who's playing guitar and pedal steel.
Yeah, that's great. I was going to ask you. I think the other players on the album are amazingly.
Well, yeah, on the record it was just me, Joe, and this guy Marco Benevento. Really? Yeah. And Marco played keyboards, and he's great. And then Amy Helms sang some songs, sang backup on some songs, which was great. She's got such a beautiful voice.
Yeah, cool. So next up, touring and having some fun.
Sure. Yeah, touring, going to Europe in a van and freezing cold, no heat. no, it's great.
I don't think you should put that on the list of things to do.
It was actually the most fun I've had touring in a long time, actually. So it's funny how that works.
Layers. Are the key.
Layers, but also just like it's totally different. You know, you're just everyone's there in this van looking at each other, and we all go to breakfast together, and we all do these things. You know, it's much different than touring with a more with the Crows. That everyone just kind of goes their own way, and we show up at 4 for sound check. So it's really cool. It was fun.
Good. Well, congratulations. Is there
you.
anything else you'd like to add about the album, or?
No, I think I'm very, very happy with it. It's one of those things that when you kind of, it's like a puzzle, and then you find this last piece when, in the studio, because it's always interesting to me to see how it's going to turn out, because especially this one where you're just going with the skeleton of what it's going to be like, and then you layer and you do these different things, and then at the end of it, I was really happy with it, and I feel that, just as from a confidence standpoint, as a songwriter standpoint, I'm really proud of it. So it's a good thing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.